Hi everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, here to bring you another segment on love and life as it really is. I'm always wanting to looking after yourself and being as healthy as possible. And this is not just about getting enough exercise and what people put into their bodies, because a lot of people that are health conscious do a lot of exercise and try to eat as naturally as possible and eat organics as well. But there is one thing that a lot of people tend to forget. It's also what we put on it. You see, every day we are exposed to numerous environmental toxins in the products we buy. And now, most of us would look at the ingredients list on the food packages that we buy to check what the ingredients are that we're putting into our bodies. However, not as many people know that it's also necessary to also check the same list for things that we put on our bodies, like skincare and cosmetics. This is because the skin doesn't absorb the stuff we put on it. So, taking care and buying as natural as possible is always a good idea. Now, ideally, all beauty products we buy should be natural. However, while natural and organic products are always better for your body, they are generally not as effective as chemical man made products and generally more expensive as the ingredients cost more. Man made chemicals are really, really cheap. So that's why if you bother to look, if people do look at the products behind the really cheap products, you see that basically they're all man made chemicals. And that's why they can be sold so cheaply. Right. So, if chemicals are also a consideration, then you also need to take that into account when you're purchasing the products. Now, I've thought about it and I've came up with a list of beauty products that you should buy natural and those that you probably can get away with by buying conventional. Now, the first lists you should buy as naturally as possible are firstly skincare. Just think, the purpose of skincare is that it treats the skin so that it needs to be absorbed by the skin, and that means into our bodies. So, creams that we rub onto our skin and cleansers that we wash it with are the number one products that we should be buying with as natural ingredients as possible. So, natural skincare products it is. The second one is foundations. Now, like skincare, foundations are used right on the skin, like skincare. Therefore, like skincare, you should buy it as natural as possible. Now, the other thing is primers. This is something that I don't really think that you need. However, if you do choose to use them, then again, as it sits right on your skin, you put it directly on your skin, then the foundation goes on top. So again, natural primer products, that is what you should be buying. Now, mascaras and eyeliners, especially liquid eyeliners. These products are notorious for having quite toxic ingredients. So you can just take a look at the ingredients list on any of those products and you'll see what I mean. So conventional should be avoided in with these type of products. Now, lipsticks and other things that we put on our lips, like lip glosses, these are the products that go directly into your body, like food. The full amount, because anything you put on your lips, you're going to swallow. So the next time you pick up a lipstick, look at those ingredients and think if you're happy to swallow them. There have been issues with lead in lipsticks as well, as you may have heard. This is because the lipsticks are colored with oxides to be able to give the lipstick that intense coloring. It is quite very difficult to do, to make them without her otherwise, without the oxides, to be able to get that intense color. And with oxides and things from the ground, they can naturally be contaminated with lead from nature because they are from the ground. So it's best to look for lipsticks with natural ingredients and are colored with plant extracts instead. I mean, it's very difficult, but they are out there. So you have to find them. Just check the ingredients or check whether or not these natural lipsticks that are advertised are colored with oxides or plant-based extracts, plant-based extract colorings. Then you are going to avoid the problem with lead by avoiding the oxides. Now, the following are not as bad when conventional products are used. The first is eyebrow products, particularly if they're powdered ones. And when these are used, they usually sit on top of the eyebrow hairs, so direct contact with the skin is limited. Then later they just brushed off the hair or washed off the hairs. Next off is eyeshadows. Now, people usually use a primer or a foundation underneath the eyeshadow to give it some staying power and also keep the eyeshadow in place and also give it a more intense, show the more intense coloring. Therefore, there is a layer in between the eyeshadow and the eyeshadow powders and the skin. So contact with the skin is limited. So you can probably get away with more conventional eyeshadows. And the same story with blushes and setting powders. They are usually put on top of the foundation, so there is a layer separating them from direct contact with the skin. So that helps. There are also a few things we should remember to reduce our exposure to toxins as much as possible. Now, generally, when you look at the ingredients list, always avoid anything with a fragrance, as this term is usually used for many different chemicals. They cover many different chemicals, all in the word fragrance. And you don't really need it in a makeup. If you wanted a fragrance, you just put on some perfume. And you look for those products with as few ingredients as possible. That's also better. And the more ingredients that you do recognize, it's also the better, because they're more common ingredients, they're more likely to be natural ingredients. Now, I know it all sounds despairing, but our health is of paramount importance and it should be placed ahead of vanity and convenience, because remember, prevention is always better than cure. Well, these are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts by leaving your comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, as it will help me out a lot. And also click the bell to receive notification of video uploads. Well, that's it for this video, and I will see you in my next video. So until then, it's bye for now.